This is Claude Bailey here with 24/7 in marketing. I am the marketing funnel coach, and welcome to our recession-proof strategy session on how to create an online course to recession-proof your business, so you don't have to worry about downsizing, headcount reduction, or even borrowing money or going into debt. Guys, I'm so excited to be here for you guys today. I'm sharing with you guys this information. I think it's really going to be a great opportunity for you all to grow your business. And throughout this webinar, I'm going to share with you exactly why I 100% believe with 100% confidence that an online course is the way to recession-proof your business. All right. If you guys are with me, if you guys are here in this webinar just for this, I'm telling you guys are going to love it. You guys are going to truly enjoy this webinar. Now, before we get going, I wanted to just make sure we do a couple housekeeping things here. I just want to make sure you understand. Now, if you are watching me right now on Facebook or YouTube right now, go ahead and type in the chat. Say hi, say hello, so I know who you are, so I can see you up on the chat room here, so I know who I'm talking to. Greatly appreciate. Don't need to know a lot of information about you. Just wanted to say hi, where you're from. Okay. Now the other thing that I want you to do, if you are on Facebook or YouTube, there's a couple ways you can actually get your questions answered here. One of the ways you want to get your question answered throughout the webinar is a type in the letter type capital letter Q in the comment section if you're on YouTube or Facebook, right? Followed by your question. Okay, when you do that, it allows me to filter through the comments and see that there's a question being asked in the Facebook or YouTube, and then that way I can filter on it, and then I can answer your question either at the end, or I know I do Q&A at the end of the webinar, but I might even answer your question throughout the webinar. Okay. So now, if you want, I'm going to be giving away some pretty cool stuff here as well. Some resources, some cheat sheets, and I'm even going to give away my notes. But in order for me to easily do that, right, for me to give away my notes, if you join me in my actual webinar room, and there's a post description in the with a link in the post description where you can go and register for the webinar. And when you register for that, I'm automatically going to give you my resource guide that I'm going to share with you here in a little bit, what it looks like. And then I'm also going to give you my notes, my outline of my notes, so you can have all the links I'm going to share with you, all the websites I'm going to go to throughout this webinar. All right, does that sound cool? If that sounds cool to you guys, give me a hand clap, give me a thumbs up, give me something, share your love with me, so I know that that sounds cool. Because really, this webinar is not going to be a traditional type of webinar. I really enjoy being interactive, which is why I always like for the people to come into my webinar room, because it allows me to give up polls and stuff like that. It makes it more interactive when you come join me in my webinar room, which is why I'm giving you guys an incentive to come join me in my webinar room. And then also one more incentive to get you to come in is, hey, if you're in my actual webinar room, you have priority. You become a VIP attendee. And as a VIP attendee, your questions get answered first before anyone else that's on Facebook or YouTube that has a question. Okay? So that is just another incentive for why I want you to come in and join me. It is so much easier for me to see you guys here in my webinar room versus I have to look off to the side and see if you're off to the side there looking at that. So, all right. So I see Irving is joining us. So thank you, Irving, for joining us here today. Right, appreciate you. All right. So now, so Irving asked a nice question. Looks like he said, "Do we accept guests in your podcast?" So there are times when we accept a guest. Now, if you want to become a guest in this particular webinar, we don't. But actually, on my marketing for the Monday, website traffic Wednesday, and on our funnel optimization Thursdays, we do accept some guests. If you have a challenge for me that you want to ask, we can do that as well. But if you're talking about another type of guest on our podcast, you reach out to our help support desk, and we can talk to you some more about that, Irving. All right. So thank you. All right. So any other questions? I want to kind of jump in here pretty quick, guys. This is going to be pretty informative, and I am excited about this as we go down the pathway here. So if you guys are here, right, you guys are here for a good reason. And what I want to share with you guys here, oh, let me just do one quick thing. All right, now, so I'm now opening up my webinar room right now, so you guys can come in. If you're not there, you can always join me in my webinar room right now. So that is opening up right now as we speak. All right, and one thing I want to do here, let me clean this up real quick. You guys can see it looks like you guys are getting cut off, if I'm not mistaken. So give me a minute. I want to bear with me here. I want to change something up because you guys are seeing something that doesn't look cool. You will see something that's not going to look cool. So let me just change this up real quick. Make this look better. I changed the format. I forgot I changed the format of this slide. So now I gotta make sure you guys can see all of the text. All right, now you can see all the text. All righty. We're just about there. Boom. There we go. All right, cool. That should do it. That should do the trick. All right, now. So let's go back to my live mode here and let me share. All right, now you guys can see what I'm showing there, right? Hopefully. Oops, let me just don't look as great. Hopefully, guys, can you guys see that? Does it look clean to you guys on your end? I had to make a quick change on. Let me change this real quick live. There we go. And don't look like I have a lot of room here. There we go. All right, now you see I'm doing appreciate stuff live. See, this is live. You guys actually had any questions or thought, is this really live? You can see that it's actually live. So jumping right in. So here we are. So how do you recession-proof your business without downsizing, headcount reduction, or going into debt? That's what we're here to talk about here today, guys. I'm really going to show you guys exactly how you can recession-proof your business without downsizing your business, without going into debt, or even headcount reductions, all right? So literally, I'm going to show you how to do it, how you create an online course. I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps, the 5 secrets to create an online course, right? And the last secret is going to be pre-selling. But so really, now, why is it so important? Really, why is this really, really important? So I want to know, did you guys know? Let me know in the chat, right? Did you know that 1.8 million small businesses went out of business in the United States after the 2008 Great Recession? Did you guys know that? Let me know in the chat if you guys knew that, right? Let me know if you guys knew that they went out of business then. There's 1.8 million after the Great 2000 after the 2008 Great Recession. 1.8 million went out of business. Now, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of businesses. Now, according to some research, right, by the Harvard Business Review, right, they did some research a while ago where they actually um, researched and analyzed the past 3 recessions, right, Great Recession that we had in the United States, and they found a pattern, and they found some statistical numbers that are very, very, very interesting. And one of those things is they found that 17% of companies don't survive a recession. 17% of companies do not survive a recession. Okay. Also, 80% of companies, right, do not regain their previous recession sales and growth rates after 3 years. So, after a recession, it takes some 80% of companies longer than 3 years to regain their pre-recession sales and growth rates. That's a long time to recover, guys. That is a long time to recover. And most recessions may last maybe a year, a few months, 2 years, right? Some of the greatest recessions we have so far, I think, as long as it's been maybe 2.5 years, tops 3 years. So it's gonna take you another 3 years, maybe, and not even maybe. That's when they stop the data recording. That's when they stop analyzing the data. They look. Harvard Business Review looked. It took a recession. They looked at 3 years before and 3 years after the recession, right? They took those snapshots. So if it took you 5 years, well, I don't know. It took you 10 years, I don't know, from that basic Harvard Business Review. But can you imagine that 80% of companies do not regain their growth? So it's not like you're gonna come right back. Oh, recession's over. Boom, you can start growing again. No, it takes time, right? That's why it's so important for this webinar. I'm gonna show you guys literally, I'm gonna prove to you. I'm going to prove to you literally why the online course is gonna be the way to help you survive and grow. Okay. Now, here's a great statistic from that same research from Harvard Business Review. 9% of companies, right, come out of recession stronger than ever. 9% come out of recession stronger than ever, right? 9% based on Harvard Business Review. 9% come out stronger than ever, right? And this stronger means really strong, right? And they come out so strong that they outperform their competition by 10% in terms of revenue and sales and profit. Great, at least by 10%. That's a lot. That's a lot. You guys think that's a lot? Let me know in the chat. That is a lot, right? Now, is a recession coming? You guys might be thinking, is a recession coming? Guys, I'm telling you, Here's the thoughts. Some people might say yes, some people might say so. Let's go look at Google here, right? And what do we see? Is a recession coming, right? Here's an article, right, from Forbes magazine. I'm just giving you a snapshot of the Google search that I did. Forbes says not yet, but there's some indicators showing that a recession could be on its way coming in 2023. So Google research, right? Let's go into Google. Will we have a global recession in 2023? Here's an article by theeconomist.com that says much of the world will be in recession in 2023. Much of the world will be in a recession in 2023. Okay, you guys see that? So, is it going to be a recession? Look, I just read you 17% of companies do not may survive a recession. So, we do not want to be one of 17%. You and I do not want to be one of 17%, right? 80% of those companies take more than 3 years to recover, right? Do we want to take that long to recover? More than 3 years to recover? No, we want to be part of the 9% that actually survive and thrive during a recession, right? Here's another snippet from Forbes. The recession will begin late 2023 or early 2024. Guys, we have time to prepare for this now. Look, some people might say we're in a recession now, 2022, but it looks like the indicator said we probably missed it, right? We probably didn't hit a recession yet. But does it mean no one's not coming? Based upon these articles, something could be coming in 2023, early 2024. I just want us to be prepared, right? Here's another article from Fortune. Will the U.S. and Europe slide into recession in 2023? The global economy remain weird in 2023. The economy's going to be weird, so I don't know. We're going to still be in this weird state, maybe. So I can't, with confidence, say we're going to be in recession, but I can say something is going on with our economy. There's some indicators showing that we could be going into recession in 2023. What are we going to do to prepare ourselves? We have an opportunity right now to prepare ourselves for upcoming recession, right? What are you going to do with this information, guys? So the question I have for you guys, so you might be thinking, so are there some natural businesses that are actual recession-proof? And yes, there are. There are some actual industries that might be recession-proof. Yes, there are. So where are they, right? So according to an article I found on LegalZoom.com on Google, right? There's the first one, ranked number one on, right? It has recession-proof business ideas are healthcare, grocery and related businesses, tax and accounting services, financial advisory services, supply chain and delivery businesses, daycare and children childcare needs, automotive maintenance businesses, home hardware stores, right? You think about this, some of this stuff is health, your necessities, right? Still survive. Healthcare, you still need healthcare, right? Groceries, you still need to buy groceries. Your tax and accounting, hey, I'm trying to figure out how financially how I can survive this recession. So I'm gonna start looking at people to help me, like my accounting and tax advisors, stuff like can I get more money back on my taxes, whatever. Supply chain delivery businesses, right? Okay, it might be cheaper to have someone deliver stuff to me, right? Or ship it. Or it might be cheaper for us to ship it to them, right? And we saw that a lot, especially during the pandemic. Think about a pandemic. We couldn't go anywhere, so you relied on Amazon, you relied on UPS, right? You relied on FedEx to ship you stuff, okay? Daycare and childcare needs, right? People still need to send their kids to school, so if they're working, they're blessed to still have a job and still be working. They still need to have childcare, provide childcare for the children, okay? Automotive maintenance, if you're blessed to be working, you still need to get your car fixed. If you need to go find a job, you need to get your car fixed, right? They'll still go on home hardware stores. You still need to fix things around your house. You might not be able to hire a plumber, but maybe you can go on YouTube and figure it out, right? It's kind of a hint. Well, I don't know, of course, it's great. So you go to a hardware store, figure it out, watch YouTube and go fix it, okay? Here's another one. Here's another article. This is from Forbes, right? Forbes, you know, I bet you, who can't believe in Forbes, right? Who doesn't trust Forbes, right? Sorry, man, my camera went funky on me. Lost focus. So here, Forbes says, here's our 10 recession. Home improvement contracting. Gotta get stuff fixed still. Still stuff breaks. Online reselling. Cleaning services. Childcare. Online freelance. Online teaching. Accounting. Bookkeeping. And financial planning, right? These are car repairs, right? These are very similar to the previous article that we watched. But I really want you guys to look at this right here. Online teaching. Forbes says online teaching is key. Why is that? So let's look at the e-learning industry, right? The e-learning industry, according to an article in Forbes, again, Forbes Advisor, Online teachers, the same article that I just showed you, right? Online teaching, the e-learning industry is projected to grow from 197 billion in 2020 to 840 billion by 2030. That is a significant increase in growth. How much is that, right? Well, according to some articles out there, right? Google search again, that's going to be a 14.6% compound annual growth rate between, and this article is from 2019 to 2026, right? So they're saying by 2026, which is 3 years from now, we're looking at $374 billion. The previous article showed the 2030, right? So it's not linear. If you believe these numbers, if you were to plot them, maybe one day I'll plot these numbers, right? If you were to plot them, it looks like it's more going to be, right? It's going to be, man, right? It's not going to be linear. It's going to be astronomical. It's just going to, all of a sudden, it's going to just blow up. E-learning marketing trends 2020-28 says, looking at 20% compounded annual growth rate, right? 20% there, which is huge. Another article from PR Newswire, which is probably not longer founder, they're saying 20% too as well. This is back in August 2023. So you can see the e-learning industry, online courses is growing significantly, right? So this is why I can make my big bold promise, right? So look, 9% of companies come out of recession stronger than ever, outperforming competition in the industry by at least 10% in terms of sales and profit growth. This is from the HBR article that I shared with you guys earlier, right? The article's titled "Roaring Out of Recession." Go look it up. And if you join me in my webinar room, you can I'll send you the notes, the link to it. Okay. So here's my big so with this information, this data, well, I can strongly and confidently say the online course is a vehicle to grow your business through through and out of a recession. Right? It's going to grow your business through the recession and out of recession, and you will continue to outperform your competition. Right? You'll be part of the 9%. Right? I can strongly believe that. Right? And so by the end of this webinar, what I want you guys to discover is going to discover the step-by-step strategy for creating a profitable online course to recession-proof your business, even grow your business in as little as 45 days without downsizing, headcount reduction, right, or even borrowing money. It sounds bold, but trust me, it can be done. Literally, it can be done. Okay. Now, before we deep dive into the course, to the webinar. Sorry, I want to incentivize you guys to stay to the end because it's going to be really, really deep. So hopefully you guys understand. Let me know in the chat if you guys truly understand the power of how you see how online courses can help you grow your business. Let me know in the chat. But I just want to let you guys know, if you stay to the end, I got a gift for you because I really appreciate your time. I'm going to give you my complete Launch Your Online Course resource cheat sheet. It has 59 links that have been categorized in specific categories, right? And the categories are the basic of an online course, creating the perfect topic, objective and course goals, engaging intended audience and pre-selling, right? Building a revenue from the beginning, finding the right platform, planning course content, creating lesson plans and course content, and how to launch, right? So I'm going to give you this cheat sheet. I'm going to share with you guys what it looks like at the end of our webinar, so you can have it. So you stay to the end. I'm going to have you, if you're in a webinar room, you can easily download with a link, right? If you're not in the webinar room and you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, and you want it, sign up for the next webinar that we have on this course, and then you're automatically going to get this resource cheat sheet, okay? I'm going to give it to you as free. All right. Does that sound cool? Let me know, guys, because we're getting ready to jump in. All right. So are you ready to jump in? Are you ready to learn how to create a profitable online course? Let me know. Say yes. Give me a hand clap. Share it. Like it. Let me know. Okay. All right. So I want you right now, guys, to get ready to take some notes because we're really going to jump into this thing. And so go ahead and grab yourself a pen and paper. I want you guys to take some notes. It's going to be really, really valuable for you. Now, like I said, if you're in my webinar room, right, you click on post description or you sign up, you're going to be able to get a copy of my actual outline notes that I'm going through, okay, which has all my links I'm going to be sharing with you as well. And if you want, I can send you a PDF copy of this presentation too as well. All right. All right. So let's jump in. All right. So let's jump in. So now let's talk about secret number one, which is how to create a crystal clear course goal. Why is this so important? All right. Look, creating a course goal is really, 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 really valuable and really, really important. And here's why. It's not necessary for your student, your customer, your client that's going to be going through your course. This course goal that you're going to actually create, right? You guys can write that down. This course goal that you're actually going to create is for you. It's literally for you. It's your objective of the course. It's your goal for what you want to get out of the course, right? What you want to get out of the course, you want to get out more customers. You want to get sales, right? You want to get clients, whatever it may be. You want to pay for expenses. You want to grow your business. What you want out of the course. So literally, this step right here is very essential because you have to be crystal clear on what it is you're expecting to get out of it. Because if you just create a course just because someone told you to create a course, you're probably going to fail. Number one, it's not going to be successful. You're not going to do it right. So you have to create this course. You have to have a clear mind of what it is that you're trying to create when you put together this course. All right. And so I want you to write this down. I want you to know, I want your course goal has to be clear and quantifiable. Clear and quantifiable. Right. It must be clear and quantifiable. Now, how do we do that? Well, I'll be honest with you. The easiest way that we can do this, the easiest way that I found to write a very clear and quantifiable goal is to use a process called SMART goals. SMART goals, right? SMART goals is an acronym, right? So the word SMART is an acronym, right? And the acronym stands for this: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time. So S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for relevance, and T is for time. All right. Now I found some great resources for this that I want to share with you. And this is a great resource here. And let me open it up and share this with you. And then let me jump over. All right, here you guys go. So this resource is from an organization called an, a university called Santa Clara University, right? Like I said, you can get my notes and I'll give you this resource link if you want it. But Santa Clara University is a great smart goal template. I think it's one of the best ones I found out there. That's why I'm sharing with you guys. And so what you see here, it describes the acronym SMART. It tells you what it is. Specific, S stands for specific, and it tells you how to develop a SMART goal, and it gives you examples here. And right, so for specific, right, for your goal to be specific, it must answer these 5W questions. What do I want to accomplish? Why? Specific reasons, purpose, or benefits of accomplishing the goal. Who? Who was involved? Where? Identify their location. Which? Identify requirements and constraints, right? Same thing for measurable, all right? This term stresses the need for concrete criteria for measuring progress toward the attainment of a goal. You want to answer the question: how much? How many? How will I know when it is accomplished? Attainable, answer the question: how? How can the goal be accomplished? Relevant, you want to answer the question: does it seem worthwhile? Right? What's your purpose? Right? You gotta be clear on this. Okay. Time bound. When? What can I do 6 months from now? What can I do 6 weeks from now? What can I do? What can I do today? Okay. This is the SMART goals. Now, I found this is why I love this template because I found the really best way, really, in using this template, right? Is they give you in this template. I'm gonna share with you in a second. They give you a nice sentence, a fill in the blank sentence that you can use to create the perfect goal statement. All right. So let me share it with you now. So this is so awesome. So use this, right? Using this with the definitions and answering those questions, you can create a very crystal clear goal statement for your course, for your course. And start with I will, action word, right? And then the object of the goal by some sort of time for the purpose of whatever your relevant result is that you want. Okay. All right. So for example, if I were to use this, right, I will create an online course by January 25th for the purpose of paying for my business expenses, which is whatever that business expense is, right? Specific is measurable. I can measure the results of the course. I have time with that. I gave a date, right? Specific, what I'm trying to do. I'm creating an online course, right? Just off the cuff example for you, right? So using that, when you go through this strategy, you're able to do that. Okay. that makes sense to you guys? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Am I making sense? If you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Okay. All right. Okay. One more thing I want to share with that on SMART goals. Now, another cool thing I want to give you, right? And some of you guys might be asking, all right, Claude, what? Okay, cool. You got any cool action words right here? You got any cool action words? Right. What are action words? Right. What are action words? Well, I want to give you that too as well. And here's an example of good action words. I give you two. It's 2 pages long here. If you want this as well, I'll tell you to be in my notes. Come join me in the webinar room. Right. You come remember. I'll give you this. Right. Here are some very active words you can use to help accomplish and writing your goal. Okay. All right. Is that fair? Let me know if you think that's cool. Give me a hand clap. Let me know. Moving on. I don't want this to be too long, so let's move on. All right. So now let's talk about our next secret. So our next secret is creating the perfect topic. So how do we do that, right? So we now know our goal. We have that very clear. So now we got to create a topic that people are going to be interested in and have high demand for. All right. And so in order to do that, right, we have to there's 3 things that have to happen here to create a perfect topic. And I want you to write this down. The first one is we have to be passionate about the topic. I'm going to share with you in a minute how to determine what you're passionate about. 2, we have to be knowledgeable about that as well, about that passion. Right? It's one thing I have a passion about being a point guard for a basketball team, but if I have no knowledge about how to dribble, I don't know about this one, right? The third one is the topic in high demand. Okay. Now, in order to do that, it's going to be some questions that we need to ask. So let's start off with passion, right? So our first question that we need to ask yourself: What do I do? What do I love doing? Sorry, what do I love doing? That's your first question. Write that down. The second question you're going to ask yourself is, what do I love sharing with other people? Right? The third question you ask yourself is, what do other people go to me for? What do people ask me a lot? What do people ask help for me to do? Right? Write that down. And you can also ask other people, right? As well. What do I look forward to doing in my life? Right? Your passion. We're talking about your passion. And then the last question here for passion is, what do I wish other people cared more about? What I wish other people cared more about. Right? And so you answer these questions, right? You answer these 5 questions, and then you should probably see a theme, right? It might be the same answer for a lot of these questions, right? So that's now you kind of know what you're passionate about. So now we need to talk about your knowledge, right? What are you knowledgeable? So there's some questions you need to ask yourself to determine what you actually have good knowledge about, and that is, one of them is, what am I trained to do or have a lot of experience doing? What am I trained to do or have a lot of experience doing? Right? You ask this question, you answer this question. What did you go to college for? What you got your degree in? Da 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 da. Right? What have you been doing most of your life? What you got a lot of experience in doing? You might not have no degree in it, but you might have a lot of experience doing it. Okay. The other question would be, what skills have I developed? What skills have I developed? Right? And then what skills do I already teach others? What skills do I teach others? Right? And so if your knowledge, you should see you should see after those 3 questions being answered, you should see something in common with that, and hopefully that's in common with your passion. So now you have a topic, but you don't have a perfect topic, because we got to make sure there's a demand for that topic. So how do we ensure that there is a demand for our topic? All right. So the first thing we ask ourselves, are there courses on the same topic? Right. And one way that we can do that, right, is that we can actually go to a website called Udemy. All right. And I'm going to pull that up here in a second for you guys. All right. Oop. Yep, here we go. So let me pull this up. So here I am on udemy.com. You just go to udemy.com, right? It's an online course training center has a bunch of online courses there, right? And you go here and you can search for something. And let's say if anyone has an example of a course topic, but we'll go online cooking. Or we go cooking course. Just type in cooking, right? Udemy is all courses, so we just type in cooking, right? And then we see a list of cooking here. Cooking 101, kitchen basics to advanced, right? That's selling for $100. We got another course here for $45, some cooking skills, right? So there are courses here at Udemy. So that's one way of seeing it. A cool thing about doing this, you kind of see what prices people are charging for their courses. Now you gotta see how long it is. So you got 6.5 total hours, 70 lectures, right? So this is some recon. This is some recon work we're doing here, right? So that's a good source. But there are courses. They're going 4.5, 2 hours, 18 lectures, all levels, right? You kind of see, and you kind of get to see how long you actually need to make your course, right? And based upon the price, okay, you want to charge, all right? So these are some great examples of um, this is one way to find out if the demand for a course, if it's here. Now, another way which I enjoy doing, be honest with you guys, right? That I enjoy doing um uh-oh, is using Google research, right? Going on Google and seeing doing some monthly Google research that way. So let me show you. So if I were to go to Google, you guys can see this. Oh, you probably can't see that. And type in online cooking courses, right? That's what I would type in. And let me blow this up for you. You guys ain't seeing that. Very good. All right. So max, I can blow it up. One thing I look for, right? I want to see is if there is paid ads, right? So I want to see if there's paid ads on Google. So go ahead and write this down. So if you go do a Google search, just go to Google and type in whatever your topic is, right? I type online cooking courses, for example, here. And you want to see if there's paid advertising, right? And so if I go back, and what we see here is here's your ad right here. Online cooking virtual chef cooking classes, right? There's an ad. There's another ad, right? Boom. There's another ad. So now I got 3 ads. I got 4 ads, right? I have 4 ads before I even get down to the organic stuff here, right? So this is all organic stuff here. So I got 4 ads. And then, okay, we go to the bottom, still more organic stuff. And now we got more ads. There's 5 ads right here, all right? So there's another ad, 6, 7, 8, right? And then more organic stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of ads on here. So there's definitely a profit. It's definitely worth it. There's definitely demand, right? Because people are paying to advertise for their course, which is a beautiful thing. Some of you guys might think, oh, there's a lot of competition out there. I shouldn't do it. I want to not. No, do it. You want to make sure there's demand, and there is demand for the course. So this is looking good, right? So that's one way of doing it too. Now, another cool tool that I love to use, right? And if you want to kind of find out what I want to do is, right, we want to find out also what is the monthly Google search volume, right? So we see that there's demand for this online cooking, but what is the actual volume, right? How much can I expect to get? How much traffic can I expect to get if I were to start advertising? Because you want to know if it's going to truly be possible for you to, make the money you're amount to make, right? That you need to make in order to pay your expenses, to achieve your goal. That's why we did step one. Secret number one was make sure you create your course goal, right? Because you got to make sure this matches up. You got to make sure the demand matches up for what our goal is going to be, because otherwise you're not going to achieve your goal, right? That's why it has to be measurable, right? And so now we can actually start to measure before we start selling anything or deep diving anymore. So here's what we do. Here's what I love to do. We can do 2 ways to understand the amount of volume of searches per month on Google for a specific topic. Okay. One way we can do this, right, is if we go to um come back here. One way we can do this is if we go to, excuse me for a second. If I have to log in here, we can use a tool called Google AdWords Keyword Planner, right? And we go use that tool. I'm gonna show that tool here in a second. I just want to log in. Now you have to log in. You have to create an account. You create an account for free, but you can log in for free. So here we are in the tool. get you there in a second. All right, here we go. So here we are in the tool, right? I'm gonna blow that up for you. So when you get into the tool, get this warning out the way. All right. And so you get to the tool. Once you get to go, you go here and you go to something called, oops, I'm already there. I'm already in a keyword planner. Okay, you guys see that? Let me just make it smaller now. It's too big probably. All right. So you click on discover new keywords here, and then you type in your keyword topic, online cooking courses, for example, here, and then hit get results. All right, and then you scroll. It's going to show up a link here, and what you can see here, you see here keyword relevance. Here's your keywords that we typed in. Online cooking course. You can see average monthly searches. So here's how you get the average monthly searches. Now, Google doesn't give you the details. Like they give you a range, right? So the Google AdWords said, oh, they're between 100 and 1,000. All right. Okay. So that's how you see. And then you can see other keyword ideas that are related to that, right? 1,000, 10,000, right? Online cooking classes is another keyword people are using. And then what you also can see here is competition level. They go high, medium, and low. Right, there's a lot of competition. Don't be alarmed by competition, man. Don't be scared. It's okay. And then if you want to do pay advertising, right, the top page bid low range is $1.92, and then the top page bid high range is $8.40. So somewhere you're going to be paying between $1.92 and $8.49, right, to be ranked on the first page in the top rankings for paid advertising. All right. So this is a valuable tool to kind of see if you're doing pretty good. Now, if you want a more easier way, right, and 100 to 1K, you know, um, could be okay. It's not a lot, but I want to shorten this up a little bit. I'm going to change this keyword. I want to change it to this cooking course. All right. And let's see the numbers change. So now cooking course. So now we go between 10,000 to 100,000, which is a lot better, a lot more traffic, which is what I think is a good thing, right? 3 month change, right? So look, a lot of this over the 3 months, man, this thing's changed by 900%. Competition is low. So cooking course, competition is low, right? Going for that cooking course, right? And you're paying less money to get on the first page of Google with paid advertising, right? So this is key. This is how I kind of look at that and I kind of say, now here's another cool tool I want to share with you guys, right? It's a tool I like to use called Uber Suggest. And I'm going to share that with you guys here in a minute. All right, it's Uber Suggest. It's by Neil Patel. It's a free keyword planner that you can use. All right, I already have an account, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign in here. But you can use this tool. All right, cool. I'm in. All right, so we can use this tool to do the same type of thing, but it gives you a little bit more information. So if I go down here to keyword research, so go down here to keyword research, right, and click on overview, and I type in the same thing. So online course. And this is just looking in the United States, right? Online course, that's still looking in the United States, right? So if I go back to keyword analysis, I did online course. Cooking course. That's what I did. So let me go back. Cooking course. I typed in the wrong keyword. Cooking course, because I don't know if that makes sense. So you can see right here, volume, cooking course, 33,100. Now, when Google AdWords keyword planner just gave me a range anywhere between 10,000 and 100,000. Okay, not a lot, not real specific. Especially I'm gonna do some math and some calculations to make sure this thing actually is gonna be profitable for me, right? But this is 3,100. Now, Neil Patel and his software gives you a green light saying, hey, this is high search volume, this is good. They go yellow and red if it's not that good, right? They tell you what the SEO difficulty is, 70, right? It's in the middle, it's not, it's okay. Paid difficulty is easy for paid advertising, I mean the cost is low. And then here's your average cost per click is $3.48, right? So we can use this and we use the same tool, right? We get more information. So this is what I think is really, really key. I like using this tool. Now, there's another cool feature that they have that I like them to use. Um, Neil Patel in his suggestion, they have a plugin. They have a plugin for Google Chrome that you can use, right? And if I go to Google Chrome and then you actually do a search on Google Chrome, it actually shows you the search volume right there in the web browser, right? And so you know the search volume for that course. So lot is really, really simple. It's really, really cool. I don't want to go on technical stuff, but this is how I determine if there's a lot of demand for a course. All right. Does this make sense to you guys? Let me know in the chat. All right. Okay. So now we're gonna keep it moving. All right, now secret number 3 is targeting your perfect avatar, right? And how do we do that, right? Well, we do that by going to answer some very basic questions. Now, one thing I want to share with you before we jump in here, and another reason why I love using Uber Suggest is that if I were to scroll down, go back. So online cooking, right here, and I didn't want to do this before because I didn't want to show you this before we got to this point. It gives you some more information that you didn't see in Google Keyword Planner. It gives me the search volume, the graph, right? And it breaks it down between mobile and desktop volume, right? You can see here if I click on one, look at the desktop volume, 23,000, the mobile volume, 9,500, right? It just lets you know where your traffic's coming from. It's very good to know that, okay? Especially how you design your web page, stuff like that. It lets you know how to design your web pages based on where traffic's coming from. Also, it lets you know if you're going to do paid advertising, where you should be focusing. Maybe your advertising should be focused on mobile or should be focused on desktop, right? So a good region for that. Now, another cool feature we're talking about targeting your perfect audience, right? And so here's what it does. It also tells you how many clicks are um, organic versus paid versus no clicks at all. You can see here there's 22,000 clicks. There are SEO, they're organic clicks. There are no paid clicks here. This 11,000 people don't click. So for this particular keyword, cooking course, people don't click on the paid advertising. All right. Now you be like, well, why should I do paid advertising? Well, the point is here, guys, you're paying per click. So it's still worth doing to see what the numbers match up to, but don't be expecting a lot of clicks from paid advertising. That's what it's telling me for this particular keyword. Here's another cool thing that this shows me, right? It shows me the age range. The age range of searchers. It's between the age of 35 to 44, and it says 100%. So now you know how to target your message already. You're going to be age of 35 to 44. You ain't targeting no 18-year-old. You ain't targeting no 24-year-old, right? You're targeting someone that's 35 to 44. You ain't targeting someone that's 65. They're not looking online for course. That's your age range, right? For this particular online course, right? And then as you scroll down, it gives you more keyword ideas that you can search on volume, right? Cookery course, right? That's 49,500. So that's even another one. You can look at that, right? This is your difficulty level here. Okay. So I don't want to deep dive into this tool, but this is how you look and find your search volume. All right. And how you come up with your perfect avatar. So now going back, your perfect avatar. Now we already know the age range, right? We already know what device they're using, a mobile phone or desktop, right? And so we need to ask them a couple questions. Like, what is their occupation? Where are they located? What is their age range? We just answered that with Uber Suggest, right? You got the age. What is their gender? All right. What is their average salary? What is their education level? What is their marital status? This is how you deep dive into your perfect target audience, man. So you can really hone it in. What books do they read? What blogs do they go to? Right, organic searches, organic. What blogs can they reach out to? Be on? Where are they going? Who do they look up to? What are their goals and aspirations? What are their current problems and challenges? What courses have they bought or tried before? Right? You go to Udemy, see, oh, you guys try this course, try this course, try this course, right? What are the pros and cons of these courses, information products? It's the last one, right? What are the pros and cons of these information courses and products, right? So you do research on Udemy. Go online, do your research, click on the courses that are advertised and see what they're talking about. What's their syllabus and what does their lesson plan look like? What are they teaching, right? Which moves into our fourth secret, how to create an engaging course, right? This is all about creating an engaging course, guys. And so your course has to be engaging, but I'm telling you right now, you want to make sure before we go to secret number 5 that you have an understanding how you actually going to create this course. Now, I ain't telling you to actually create the course. I'm telling you to outline the course. And how do we do that? We create a lesson plan. A lesson plan is going to share with us how we're going to actually deliver and teach this course in an engaging way. And there's some elements that we need to understand first. First, before we create our lesson plan, we need to be very clear on the learning objective, not only of the overall learning objective of the entire course. So, let's say we want to teach them how to cook Indian food, right? We're going to go from they don't know how to cook Indian food to they can cook at least one dish of Indian food or maybe 5 dishes. What are you trying to teach them in that course? You're trying to teach them how to cook 5 dishes, 10 dishes, one dish, right? What is your objective of the overall course? Okay. And then, right, we got to figure out, once we figure out that objective, now the overall objective, then we can break it down into steps, which we're going to talk about our learning sequence in a bit. But ideally, how much time is it going to take for you to teach them that one objective? So that's going to be our next one, our learning timeline. How much time is it going to take you to complete that learning objective? Now, if you have like multiple steps, so you think you're going to create this course. So the learning timeline is overall timeline, but then as you have individual lessons, how long do you want those lessons to last? Right? You got to think about people's attention span. I'm telling you right now, I mean, there's be some courses where people are talking for an hour, and I'll be because I want to do this task, I want to get it done. And I found the courses I like have shorter time frames. Well, there might be there might be a lot of videos, but they're in small chunks. So it makes me feel like I'm progressing faster through the course. You know what I mean? It's a mindset situation. So do you want to have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes long lessons, right? And then break them up into different chunks. Maybe it's 3 hours long, but you break them up in small videos or small content that only takes them 20 minutes to complete something, right? So how are you gonna break that up? What's your timeline? Learning activities is the next one. How are you going to teach them what you want to learn? What activities are they going to participate in, right? Because ideally, for it to really be engaged and for people really to learn, you know, right, they got to use more than one of their senses, right? Humans, we have our touch, our feel, our hearing, our sight, right, and our smell as our senses that we can use to learn and comprehend stuff, right? All of our senses. So how are you gonna make touching all those senses, right? I mean, if you're doing a virtual course, it's gonna be difficult to do a smell, right? So you can't really touch on that one. But can you touch on something they can see? Can you touch on something they can feel? Right? Can you touch on something they can hear? Right? How do you do that? Right? How do you create the interactivity for them to do stuff like that? Right? And then one thing, if you believe in Tony Robbins, I listened to one of his episodes and he said a lot of times people learn this by movement. Just make people move during your virtual course. Make them move during your virtual course. One of the ways you make people move is by taking down notes, writing stuff down, right? Give them a workbook, give them a worksheet. They can write stuff down. They can, as you're teaching, they can be listening. Then tell them to fill in a blank on the worksheet, right? That's one way you can do it, right? You can have interaction. You can have interaction, a jam session, a conversation where people are interacting with you one on one. It's not just you just dictating and just listening. Have them respond back, but with their own voice, right? Interaction, typing on the chat, stuff like that. Okay. So how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna break that down, right? And that's one of the things that you really got to make sure you understand. And then the learning sequence, right, is another one. And what steps in chronological order do they have to take in order to get to this, the final result, right? You're gonna understand that, understand the chronological steps that need to get to this result. Okay. And then your learning assessment, right? How are you gonna assess that they know what they're doing? Are you gonna give them the confidence that hey, you can move to the next step because you learned this, right? How are you going to assess what they're learning through the course? It's like I said, you got to make something really, really engaging. And then the last one is the learning closure. So one of the things you do with the learning assessment, you can have an assessment where you can do online assessment. And you can look at the results from the online assessment to gauge how well your audience, your students, your customers, your clients are learning the information that you're teaching. If everyone's bombing out, no one got any answers to the assessment right, then you're probably doing a bad job teaching. Okay. If you got maybe 75, 85% of them that are doing great, they understand it, no problems. And you got this other 15, 20% of people that don't quite understand it, right? And then you can spend a little bit of time maybe addressing some of those questions as you close out that lesson so they can actually understand it as well. right? And then they can also use the community that did get it, right, to help them understand it. Okay, so it gives you feedback on how you're doing it and teaching it. Okay, does that make sense? All right. So that's how to create a lesson plan. All right. So now let's talk about the moneymaker right here. How many people want to hear about the moneymaker? Give me a hand clap. Give me applause. Right? So how to pre-sale your course. So secret number 5 is how to pre-sale your course. Now, guys, I do not want to spend any money. I do not want us to start creating a course before we can actually know that we can actually sell the course. All right, before we start making money, before we even start delivering the course. Right, this is the most key and functional thing, which lowers your risk. Right, it lowers your risk. I'll be wondering, guys. Well, if I pre-sell a course and I can't deliver, or maybe I only got one person to buy this course, well, you just refund their money. Right? You say you're gonna do a live course. In a nutshell, I'm gonna give you this. You're gonna do a live course. It's gonna be, so many weeks. It's gonna start on this date, and right now the course is open. But if we don't have enough people to register for the course, right, we're just gonna simply refund your money. Typically, and it's typically easy to do that, right? If you start advertising for the course and you give yourself 30 days, right? You give them 30 days, like it's a 30-day refund. So the first day you start advertising, you say, okay, boom, the course is gonna start 30 days from now, or 25 days from now. That allows you time um to get the course, and plus the course not so far out that people are like, man, I gotta wait 6 months for this course. I'm not gonna pay these guys now. But you have to have a reasonable amount of time, and usually, everyone knows a 30-day money back guarantee, no questions asked, right? And also, they want to just don't want to be in a course, they can just ask for a refund. Okay, so you give yourself 30 days. You see if you got enough people, and depending upon your course goal, right? That's why step number 1 is so important, right? Depending on your course goal, right? You're gonna know how many people you need in order to register for your course before you actually deliver the course, right? And once you hit that number, okay, boom, I can do the course, all right? And you have the pre-sale. So you guys might be asking, okay, well, Claude, that's great, man, but how do we actually pre-sell a course? Well, remember, you don't need to have the content, right? What we're doing here is that we're going to pitch your course to your perfect avatar before you complete the course. We're pitching it. We're going to pitch the course. I ain't telling you to do the course. I'm telling you to just pitch the course. And how do you pitch the course? You're going to pitch the course. You're going to pitch your lesson plan, the one you just created in secret number 4. You're going to pitch the lesson plan. More specifically, you're going to pitch the objective of each module of the lesson plan. You're going to pitch the sequence. You're going to pitch a module. You're going to pitch the timeline, how you're breaking down the course. You're going to pitch the learning objectives, right? You're going to pitch all that stuff. You're going to pitch those 3 things, okay? Just showing them how it's going to be engaging and make it fun, right? You could even pitch on how you're going to, the activities that we're going through the course. You pitch your lesson plan. You don't give them the course. Does that make sense? Okay. If that makes sense, let me know in the chat. Okay. Now, you say, how? What methods are we going to be using? Now, guys, the easiest method by all to pre-sell a course is through your own email list. If you have a huge email list, perfect, dude. You probably never have to do paid advertising. You can probably get the people off your email list, right? You got over 1,000 people. You just send an email to them, right? And then you can see if you get the numbers you meet, right? If you don't get the numbers, you don't have a big enough list, what we have to do is we have to use paid traffic to a webinar or a master class, right? A difference between a webinar and master class. A webinar is usually free to sign up for free. A master class is usually they pay to sign up for to get the lesson. So which one do you prefer? Well, it all depends up to you. Right? I like to start with the webinar, right? Because it's free, it gets you a lead, it gets them in, right? And you're gonna basically outline, you're gonna teach your lesson plan. You're not gonna go in detail. You're gonna teach your lesson plan, okay? Like I'm doing here today, right? I'm just teaching you the lesson plan. I'm teaching you the fundamentals, teaching you the basics, giving you information that you can use to run off and do it yourself if you wanted to. But also, and at the end of the webinar, what you want to do is you want to show with them that you have a faster way for them to get the results they want. It's going to be through your course, all right? And if they want to sign up for your course, here's how much it's going to cost. Here's the benefit of doing it. Sign up now instead of waiting until later. Blah 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 blah. Right? It's a perfect way to sell, and to mostly touch the people, so you engage them and make them eager to want to buy from you. All right. But that's what you do at the end of the webinar. So you sell the course at the end of the webinar. Now everybody's not going to buy. Don't worry about it. Everybody's not going to buy, So don't worry about not everybody buying. But that's how you start seeing if the course pre-selling the course. And it gives you a feel, right, doing a free webinar, that people actually like it. Now, if you got a good feel, people kind of like it, and you kind of say, okay, and you start maybe putting together some of your course content already, then maybe you can have a master class on one section of your course where you pay people a small price to take that course, right? So you can do paid traffic to a mini course, right? We go paid traffic to a mini course, which would be, maybe a small section of your ultimate course that people will pay for and you'll take them through. And then if they want more material, they can sign up for more of the course. All right. Does that make sense? Or you can just teach it all in one day for like 3 hours, whatever, teach people how to do it. Okay. So that's the method of how you pre-sell your course. It's so beneficial because you're not wasting all your time and money creating a course and finding out it's a flop. Right? You're gonna know up front. And if it is, and if you don't get enough buyers, pre buyers, then you refund the money and then you go find another topic that people want, right? Okay. Does that sound good? Okay. Now, with that being said, guys, if any question we have right now, because right now I was going to let you guys know real quick, if you want any additional help, how to reach out to me on doing this, right? It's very low key. I'm not going to sell you guys anything. I'm going to say if you guys are interested in learning how, I'm going to be putting together an online course. And if you want to interested about the course, just reach out to me. I'll give you all the details. We'll meet one-on-one, and I'll just chat with you about it and what the online course is going to look like. All right, I'm going to coach you through how to create a profitable course with these steps, and then even more in the course we'll do later after we pre-sell and got you, make sure you got some sales. Then I'll show you how to deliver the course. But today, you guys can have that. And so what I want to share with you guys, I almost forgot today, right, is that I want to share with you guys the resource for staying at the end. So here's what you're going to receive for just staying at the end of this course. I have my cool resource cheat sheet. And as I told you, right, for you staying towards the end of the course, go here. For you staying at the end of the course, right, I have this resource teacher I want to give you. So thank you for your time. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And here's what I want to give you. So I had my team put together a list of 59 links, all the best links out there. They basically did the research for you. So if you were going to go to, okay, Claude told me to create an online course, I ain't going to go find all these links. You want to do it myself, you're going to go on Google research, do all this research, right? So don't worry about that. I gave you all the resources that you need to know here in this cheat sheet, right? You're going to get this cheat sheet totally for free. It outlines everything you need to know. I broke it down into categories, the basic of online course, creating a perfect topic, learning outcomes and course goals, engaging the intended audience in pre-selling, building revenue from the beginning, right? Find the right platform, planning course content, and creating lesson plans and course content, and then how to launch your course, right? You're going to get all this. You're going to get all these links. They're all live, linkable links, right? I've done all the research for you. I saved you tons of time, weeks probably, months probably, right? Hours, right? Definitely, right? Tons of time of creating this online course. All right. So this is yours. If you join me in the webinar room, if you're watching this live on Facebook or YouTube and you want this cheat sheet, just go ahead and sign up for the next webinar, right? Use the link in the post description to sign up for the next webinar, and I'll make sure you get this one just for signing up. All right. Thank you guys so much. That's all I have for you today. Hope this was helpful for you. I love doing this, guys. Once again, like it and share if you know someone else could benefit from this webinar. Take care now. I love you all. Have a blessed day. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you as well. Thank you. Bye now.